Indeed, Emeka has been moving around looking for who to destroy, and his primary target happens to be Jonathan. At this point, I feel so sorry for Jonathan. I see a man that is desperately looking for a way to go back to who he used to be, the Big Joe. And at the point that he felt that, oh, an opportunity has come for me to really return back to who I used to be, he got scammed by his own friend that he trusts so much. I feel so sorry for Jonathan. I know that a lot of people will blame him because they advise him against this movement. But I see that this young man is truly, truly desperate to making back the money that he used to be. This is how frustrated a man gets when he does not have money or when he loses everything. He will always look for a means to get back to who he used to be. You can imagine that Benny herself could not yell at the father because she understood what this man could possibly be going through. Because this whole thing can cause this man depression and he might end up committing suicide, because this is not the first time or even the second time that he has been losing a lot of things. He has always been scammed and all that. Now the question is, who is going to rescue Jonathan at this point? Because Clara is no longer in the house. I am not sure that Clara will be interested in anything that has to do with Jonathan at this moment, especially considering the fact that Jonathan used his car as a collateral to get that 10 million naira to embark on that business. And also for the fact that Jonathan is looking for a way to get this money so that he can torture Clara. I don't think that Clara will want to think anything close to that. Who is going to help Jonathan? Because Kenneth will never spend his money on Jonathan anymore, because he advised Jonathan, warned Jonathan against this job, but Jonathan refused. That he trusts Emeka. Emeka is his best friend. Now look at what your best friend has done to you right now. Your best friend has connived with people to scam you and collect the one thing that you have so dear to your heart, that happens to be your car. What are you going to do right now? If Jonathan still allowed himself to be fooled after what life has put him through, to be manipulated by that so-called friend Emeka, then he must be a fool indeed. After this, I expect that Jonathan will cut ties with Emeka because he's not a good friend. All expectation has been shattered. Jonathan went to meet up with Emeka to tell Emeka that he has actually embarked on this deal. He has supplied all the things that they needed with the 10 million naira that he got from Emeka's friend. And Emeka was pretending not to know that Jonathan did that. Remember that Emeka is the brain behind everything that is happening to Jonathan. He told Jonathan, why didn't you tell me that you were going to supply these goods? You should have told me, because these guys should not be trusted. Even though you got that contract through me, those guys should not be trusted. You never can tell how people behave. I think Jonathan should have seen that this is a red flag. That should have ring a bell that this Emeka might be a cunning type trying to bring me down. But Jonathan was so full of himself. He said to Emeka, you told me everything that I should trust the guy. So I went ahead, I trusted him and supplied that goods. Now I'm waiting for him to, send my check. And very soon I will return back to myself, the Big Joe, And Emeka was eventually, applauding him and hailing him again, not knowing that it's only a matter of time and Jonathan will start crying, because this deal happens to be a scam. And Emeka told him, next time, don't do that. Don't do that next time. He made him to believe that Kenneth is not even happy that he got that contract. Even when Kenneth was busy doing his thing, minding his business, Jonathan called him, Kenneth, why are you not talking? What is going on? You have been so quiet all to yourself. Aren't you happy for me that I'm able to supply these goods, that this money is about to come to me? You are not happy for me as a friend? But Kenneth told him, listen, from the onset, you never told me anything concerning this business. I can't just come in and start talking when you people are having a conversation concerning what I know nothing about. So I cannot contribute. So leave me out of this. But Jonathan and Emeka will not let Kenneth be, because they feel that since Kenneth is not smiling with them, he is not happy. He got back home very excited. Jonathan, he is very, very excited that 50 million naira is about to hit his account and is going to, make in fact, according to him, he's going to make hands to pay. He's going to open a business and employ hands to work in his own company. Just because he's about to get 50 million naira, he's already feeling himself. He told the daughter and Teresa that after this whole thing, they will no longer be eating anything left over. It is going to be a proper fresh meal every single day. But then the daughter made a suggestion, Dad, if you are ever going to make us eat fresh food every single day, then you must as well, employ a house help for us that will be making this meal. That was when Teresa stepped in. What do you mean? I have been taking care of you and your dad. Why do you need house help when I'm here? I never said, and I'm not complaining that I can't cook. So you cannot be needing house help when I am in this house. At this point, I'm beginning to see that Teresa is looking for something from this family. He's looking for a way that Jonathan will start seeing her instead of the sister. Because I don't understand why your sister left this house and you decided to pack your things into the same house to take care of your sister's husband. I don't understand. Where is this one done? You are indirectly doing something bad to your own sister. When the two devils sit together to, enjoy themselves, you can see that they are all filled with evil thoughts. When Emeka was trying to narrate the story about what is happening to Jonathan to Debbie, Debbie was also excited and asked Emeka, who is the number one in your list right now? Who are you dealing with? Because I know that you are moving up and down looking for who to destroy, like Satan himself. Emeka said to her, you haven't seen anything yet. Right now, I am working on Jonathan, not Benny. I've made Jonathan to know that I am the boss here. Very soon, it is only a matter of days, and Jonathan will start walking on the street with barefoot, begging, because I have actually crippled Jonathan. And of course, Debbie was very excited because this has been their plan all along. Jonathan explained everything to Debbie, how he used his guy, he made available this 50 million naira, and also made Jonathan to use his car as a collateral. What is his business with that car? I am very confident that Emeka want to sell Jonathan's car that is worth 50 million naira, and then he will take back his 10 million naira and then spend the other remaining 40 million. According to him, he's going to use the same money that he would recover from that car to buy drinks for Jonathan, the owner of the car. May our eyes be open to see the kind of friends that we have around us before it's too late. Because Jonathan will only cry at the end of the day, because he does not know the kind of people that he calls his friends. You can imagine. And after this, now he's trying to look for a way to also deal with Benny that has done nothing wrong to him. The question is, what are you going to gain at the end of the day? And why all this hate towards Jonathan and his family? They have not done anything wrong to you. Jonathan got back home and became very restless because the people he made transaction with are no longer picking his calls. In fact, it's no longer connecting. Nothing is happening anymore. He was so confused. What exactly is going on? Am I being scammed again? What is happening? What is happening? This is what happened when you fail to listen. When you feel that you know everything, this is what happens to you. Jonathan was advised by his friends and family not to embark on this deal, but he refused because he really wants the money. He allowed greed and hatred to envelop him so much that he does not even recognize himself anymore. He went back to meet with Emeka to tell Emeka what is happening right now. That it's been some days and he cannot, get through to the people he did business with. And Emeka should help him to get to that. But Emeka is pretending not to know the guy. Emeka suddenly denied the fact that he knows the guy he linked up with Jonathan. I don't understand. Jonathan got this job through you, and now you are denying the person. What is going on now? And Jonathan was like, you know what? You need to help me look for that guy. You need to help me look for that guy because the person that borrowed that money to me is calling me for me to return back the 10 million naira. Call him so that they can sign my check to me because I have actually supplied the goods. But Emeka said to Jonathan, you need to calm down, slow, calm down. I am very sure that you are certainly going to see that guy. So you don't need to get yourself so worked up. But Jonathan could not help himself. Even to take a call from the so-called guy that borrowed him money, he cannot even take the phone call because he does not even know what to tell the young man. In serious trouble, he got back home, he cannot sleep, covering himself with duvet and everything. You haven't even seen anything yet. This is just the beginning. This is what happened to a man that refused to listen to good advice, but decide to run with the bad advice that he gets with his friends. Now you are all alone. Your friend is not here to cry with you. You have sent your wife out. Jonathan was just moody all day. The daughter came down and was like, Dad, what is going on? I don't understand. What exactly is going on? You have been like this. Can you please open up and tell us what is going on? Is it about the job? But Jonathan cannot speak because he has hyped himself so much. He has made everybody around him to look bad because he wants to get 50 million naira. And now that the 50 million is nowhere to be found, Jonathan cannot open up to speak to anybody concerning that money. Even when Teresa came out to ask Jonathan, what exactly is the problem? Please tell us so that we can see how we can help you. Jonathan could not speak. He received a phone call and decided to go upstairs to at least be alone again. He got to the dining table to eat food with his family, but he cannot still eat. Even though he has a good meal right in front of him, Jonathan cannot eat. Can you see? That is what happens to a man that is owing 10 million naira that he does not even know how to start raising the money. The only way he's going to raise that money is when he releases that car. Imagine the kind of thought that Emeka has. That car is worth 50 million, but he used it as collateral. And Emeka is looking for a way to take that car from Jonathan and sell the car, all in the name of paying the debt, without even giving Jonathan the remaining part of the money. You can imagine how dangerous and how greedy his friend Emeka is. He had a knock on the door. The young man came to get his money from Jonathan, and Jonathan said to him, listen, you can't come to my house. Besides, how did you get address to my house? This is another way that Jonathan need to understand that Emeka is behind this whole thing. This young man does not know Jonathan's house. Suddenly, he showed up in Jonathan's house, all in the name of coming to collect money from Jonathan. I don't understand. And Jonathan said, you know what? Keep down your voice. Keep quiet. Slow down. We have neighbors. They can't, be listening to our conversation. Please stop. But the young man said, you know what? I am not here to banter words with you. I give you 2 days. If you don't raise my money, I'm going to come here and take this car out. Because you signed a document that if you are not able to raise that money, I should take this car. But Jonathan, when it comes to his baby, when it comes to that car, Jonathan never jokes with that car. He decided to chase the man out of his compound, because Jonathan will never allow anybody to play with him when it comes to that car. And the young man said, you are pushing me away. If Jonathan had a hint that this whole thing was stage managed by his friend Emeka, he will not allow them to take his car. I wish Jonathan's eyes will be open to it. When he got to the house, the daughter and Teresa were like questioning Jonathan, what did you do? And why do they want to collect your car? Please tell us what is going on. But Jonathan will not speak to anybody. He said, it's nothing, it's nobody. Oh God, these people already know what is going on. The best thing you can do for yourself is to open up and tell them what is going on with you, because they are worried as a family. And Jonathan went upstairs, ignored everybody, decided to go to the same, a hotel where the man, had his office. But on reaching there, they could not even allow him enter the place because it was all a scam. The young man that claimed he lives here does not live here. His office that he claimed he had here has, been cancelled and everything. He's a frustrated man. He decided to meet up with Emeka so that Emeka can help him. But the fact that Emeka keeps denying the young man and said he does not know where the guy is and that he cannot help him to get the man is so frustrating. Jonathan at some point decided to punch Emeka because he's playing with his emotions. He does not even know that this young man is hot. How can you do this to your own friend that has done nothing wrong with it to you? The only thing we can remember is that Jonathan was once a big man that helped you. But instead of you to reciprocate the same help that he showed you, you are over here trying to look for all means to ruin your own friend. That is so terrible. Jonathan got back home and he was very angry. And the daughter, had to run after the father, because at this point that Jonathan is failing to talk to anybody, anything can happen to Jonathan. When Benny got to the room to meet up with the father, he asked the father, Dad, what is wrong with you? You know that you don't own your life. You don't own your life. You owe your life to me. I mean, if you want to keep to yourself, then why did you start up a family? You should be able to communicate, open up so that we can see what to do. And the father said, you know what? I fought with Emeka because he was the one that connected me. He was the one that linked me to the guy that did business with. And the daughter was so smart to be able to pinpoint the father's mistake. If you eventually catch up with this guy, how are you going to prove that you supplied that goods by yourself? Because you did not have any document signed. If you claim that the young man signed the invoice, what is there to prove? He can actually forge a name and forge a signature. He did not have any paperwork or anything, but you went there to supply a goods worth 10 million naira. How are you going to prove it? And Jonathan began to see, a lot of sense in what the daughter was saying. That is what happens. Most of the times we underestimate people. We think less of people because we feel that we know it all. If Jonathan had listened to Kenneth or had listened to the daughter or Clara or anybody around him, he will not find himself in this kind of mess. But he feels that he is so smart that he knows everything. Now look at where you find yourself. You will see the next move of Jonathan on the next episode. Please like the video if you don't like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I will bring the next episode as soon as it drop. But for now, take care.